friends, as you can hear, I'm a little down on my voice today. I've had a cold, but I'm here with another Azure Standard haul. Actually, today you're gonna get two because I didn't push out my Azure Standard haul for December. This is gonna be December and January's combined. So here is our December and January Azure Standard haul. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Azure Standard is really just like the Sam's Club of deliverable groceries. They make a drop once a month. You can buy small individual portions, but the way to really save money with Azure is to buy big portions, and they really specialize in organic, wholesome, good food. And when you live in such a rural place like us, it's really nice to be able to have the options that Azure provides. And so we love to get things from Azure. I love to try new things from Azure, and I also love to buy the things in bulk that we use because it really does save money. So let's go ahead and look and see what I got this month from Azure. This month, this huge bag of potatoes. This is a 50-pound sack of potatoes. And actually, they came in 5-pound bags. I'll save some of the bags, and I won't lie, we pulled some out and cooked them the other day, and they are incredibly delicious. They are in great condition, and if you store these, they will last a really, really long time. Now, this is an interesting thing on Azure's website. You could order a 50-pound sack of potatoes, or you could order a 50-pound sack of 5-pound bags. And the 50-pound sack of 5-pound bags was actually cheaper. So we went ahead and did that. But we are probably going to save a few packages of these, but we are gonna can a bunch because I love canned potatoes. They make such easy side dishes and they're wonderful. So we're probably gonna can a bunch of these just to make sure that we can keep them from going bad. And then we'll keep some to eat fresh. So potatoes, lots and lots of potatoes. You know, if you watch this very often, that my older girl loves potatoes. It's like her favorite food. So she is going to be muy pleased. I was just talking about you because of all the potatoes.
Yes.
Are you excited about the potatoes?
Yes.
Very.
You should show them the positive potato.
Oh. So we have a gift exchange coming up, and my daughter picked this as her gift.
This was Michaela, not me.
Yeah, this is actually Michaela, but I know Taylor's gonna try to steal it. It's a positive potato. I may be tiny, maybe a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. This has nothing to do with Azure Standard, but anyway, it has everything to do with potatoes. All right, so giant pile of potatoes. And if you've seen our Azure Standard hauls before, you know one of my favorite things to do is to get their mystery produce pack because it's great fresh produce that they have growing in season. I love it, and it forces me out of my comfort zone a little bit because sometimes I'll have to cook things I don't know how to cook. So, and it's a great way to try things, especially before gardening season, because there's some things, like last time I got some Solaric and I didn't know how to cook that. Several of you in the comments told me some great ways to cook it, and now I'm excited about putting it in our garden next year. So this is a great way to try things before you invest in the whole gardening season to grow them. But let's see what we have in our box of produce. All right, so we have some parsnips. All right, these look great. And you can just roast these like you roast carrots. If you have any other ideas, I don't do parsnips often, so if you have parsnips ideas, I know you can roast them. We've got beets. And these are cucumbers, a couple of cucumbers. Oh boy, we've got some zucchini. I wasn't expecting to still get zucchini, but hey, we can have some fried zucchini tonight. And onions. Y'all, Azure Standard's onions, they're huge and beautiful and wonderful. I have loved their onions so much. And a couple of sweet potatoes. They never fail with the sweet potatoes in these boxes when it's winter fall season. So I'm so excited, at least not yet. I should make the disclaimer. I don't know what you'll get in your box, but I always get sweet potatoes in fall, winter. And then we have oranges. We have lots of oranges actually in here. Look at all these oranges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 oranges. And then we have these deep red grapefruits. These are going to be great for breakfast. Oh goodness. And I sense some baking coming up because we've got delicious green apples. And if you're not a green apple person, I don't just like to eat these because they're super tart, but they make the best pies and treats. So these are the best to bake with, these green apples. My youngest daughter will be way excited because she loves to bake. And we have a couple of limes. And last but not least, we have some pears. So this will be excellent as well. And now for our non-produce items. Let's see what's in here. I don't ever, I add to the cart all month long and I don't ever remember everything that I buy. I have a budget and then I just stop adding to the cart when I go over that budget. So, okay, so we have some mozzarella cheese. This is made from 2A milk. So I'm excited to try this. I'm a little bit sensitive to dairy, so I'm hopeful that this will be a little easier on my stomach. And so I got a small thing of this to try. The mozzarella, we'll try some homemade pizza and see how this tastes. I've heard a lot of people really adore Azure's dairy products, so I'm giving them a try. We have some olive oil. Eventually, I would like to order a big, huge jug of this, but this will get us through. My daughters make communion bread every Sunday for our church, and we go through olive oil quite a bit. So for that and just for cooking and things. So this is organic, cold-pressed olive oil, and it is cheaper than buying the equivalent quality from Walmart. So we're gonna try this. It's even cheaper if you order it in a huge thing. I just didn't have the budget to do that. You know, I got my huge thing of potatoes. That was my huge thing. And salt, I'll show you in a second. Well, speaking of salt, I got a big pack of 3 of these salts. This is Redmond's real salt. And with salt is one of those things that I've really made the effort to change. And if you've watched our channel, we're trying to really change little by little into eating a lot more naturally. Salt is one of those things I've been making an effort to change, and it really tastes so much better, y'all. And there's so many more vitamins and minerals in this because it is the pure form of salt before they pull out all of the extra things. Anyway, there are tons of kinds of natural salt, like there's pink Himalayan salt that's good. There's all sorts. This one I really like. It's mined in Utah. This is the one natural salt I know of that's actually mined in the United States, which means for me, it just makes sense because there's less travel time involved. Anytime there's less travel time, less hands on it, it seems like it's probably the better option. But also you're supporting an American company, and I'm glad of this. So this is delicious. I highly recommend Redmond's real salt if you're looking to up your salt game. And I got a bigger portion. They have an even bigger one, but again, this one wasn't, I couldn't afford to go big this time. So we're getting a little bit bigger. And every time we stockpile a little bit bigger, then the next month we can save on those and then kind of put that money into doing one bigger thing. And then kind of, that's how we're increasing our stockpile little by little. So eventually we'll get that huge thing of salt. But for now, this will last us a long, long time. This is quite a bit of salt. I don't always get convenience foods, but sometimes it's really nice, especially for our lunches around here. We're a homeschool family. My kids love to just pull things out and be able to pop them in. This is broccoli cheddar soup mix, which is one of Taylor's favorites. And this is just a really easy lunch option. She can just mix it up, have a bowl of soup, and move on with her day. So that's why I got this. We haven't tried Azure's broccoli cheddar soup mix, so I'll be sure next month to let you know Taylor's verdict on it. Actually, the reason that I pulled up the camera and filming really fast is because it's almost lunchtime and Taylor wants to try this for lunch. So I'll let you know if she likes it. And then we have our buttermilk ranch dressing. I have a family of ranch dressing lovers, so we're gonna give this a try and see how this tastes. Another really great shelf-stable thing we try to stock up on are beans. This is pinto beans, and these will last a bajillion years. Not really a bajillion years, but probably 20 to 30 years on the shelf if stored properly. So these are great to have, and they're great to make soup with. You can do all sorts of things with pinto beans. So it's a fantastic thing, especially if you're trying to cook on a budget. Beans. If you've watched our channel a lot, you know that I do a ton of canning, and I have a lot of wide mouth funnels that are those plastic ones, and sometimes they fall to the bottom of the dishwasher and melt or whatever. But this one is like a stainless steel funnel, and it was on sale. And so it piqued my curiosity, and this looks really nice. And so I decided to go ahead and try, since we do so much canning. And it's also got like a wider mouth than the funnels. Like I feel like this is going to catch food better. Anyway, we'll see. I'll give this a try. Like I said, I've got canning stuff coming up. We don't ever really stop canning. We slow canning because obviously the garden season's over, but I've still got broth to can. I've got these potatoes to can. We'll have stuff to can throughout the year, so I'll give that a try. All right, Dr. Bronner's toothpaste. This is just an all-natural toothpaste, and I really like this toothpaste. If you're trying to, reduce the toxins and things you're putting into your body, this is a great, great toothpaste. So this is the toothpaste I use, and this is one of the places you can get it, because you can't just go to Walmart and buy Dr. Bronner's. At least not here. And last but not least, we've got red lentil penne pasta. We tried some lentil pasta the other day in something, and really it was quite delicious. It has a little bit of a thicker texture, but other than that, it really does taste like pasta. And so I got some more, and this is penne pasta, so we'll be making some pasta dishes. This is a great option, and if you're gluten-free, this is gluten-free pasta, so it's fantastic, and it tastes delicious. All right, and that is it. So this is $175 right around dollars worth of stuff. That includes my shipping costs, because Azure calculates, I don't know, I think it's like 8% for shipping. So that's the total cost. And yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and I can't wait to try some of these mixes. And I'm excited to be back in my salt. I've been out of the Redmonds for a couple of weeks, but I knew it was coming, so I've been holding off ordering it from a more expensive place. And I'm excited to can all of these potatoes and to get to try some parsnip dishes and things. So this is going to be fantastic. All right, now on to January's Azure Standard order. Here at our house, we have been really trying to make the effort to change our grain consumption to home milled grain. There are a ton of amazing health benefits to home milled flour that you can't quite get from the store. Even when you buy whole wheat bread and whole wheat flour, it's not the same, because they have to pull so many of the nutrients out, because whole wheat flour, true whole wheat flour, goes rancid really fast on the shelf, and it's not great shelf stable. Now, the wheat berries are shelf stable for years and years and years on end. So we have been transitioning to using wheat berries. Actually, for Christmas, I got a super fast grain mill. I had one that attached to my KitchenAid, and it worked great. However, this one is much faster, which makes daily use a lot more practical. So transitioning all at once is kind of impossible for us. There's so many types of wheat berries, and to just go buy them all at once is just out of our price range. So we've been kind of trickling them in as we go. And today we've got a couple more options. I have this huge 25-pound bag of spelt and this 25-pound bag of soft white wheat berries. These are both going to be for making softer breads and like pie crusts and cookies and pastries and things like that. The hard white wheat and the einkorn that I had before is for like your regular bread loaf, because it has more structure to it and it will rise neatly like that beautiful bread loaf. So this is going to be for that pastry baking, or biscuits or things like that that don't have to rise. I did order a 25-pound bag of einkorn because I'm out of einkorn and they didn't have it. So it didn't ship this time. Hopefully next month I will get that. I've been having a lot of luck with hard white wheat this month, but einkorn flavor-wise is really my favorite to make some bread. And I'll be happy to make some videos of that milling process and bread making process from wheat berry. If y'all are interested, let me know. The other thing I got, this is evaporated cane sugar. And it's the same thing with the wheat berries. The sugar that you have on the shelf is highly processed, and the more we can get back to the more original sources, this is a much more raw form of sugar, the healthier it is. Now, sugar in itself is not just crazy healthy. We're not just gonna go crazy with this, but it's gonna be good to have in a few of our baking recipes. So if we're gonna use it, I wanna use the most natural form. Then over here, this was probably the most expensive part of our purchase, but it was really necessary because I have to have a place to store all these wheat berries, not in the bags or critters are gonna get to them. So I went ahead and they sell these 5-gallon buckets. They sell 2 gallons. They sell, I think, 1 gallon, different sizes of buckets. I got the 5 gallons to start with. They come in packs of 3. And so I got 2 3-packs of these white buckets, and the grain will pour nicely into those. And these are food grade buckets. And then I got 2 3-packs of these Gamma seal lids that seal really nicely on these buckets. They make it easier to open, but they seal up against pests and things. And again, this was actually probably, these 2 things were the most expensive part of my purchase. But now I have 6 storage buckets that are going to last long term. And every time I replenish my wheat, you can just go straight into these. And then I can put it in a smaller container just to store in my pantry. So this really is an invaluable thing. It was one of those things, that's why I have a smaller order this time, is because I had to invest in a couple of large things this time. And as usual, I ordered the mixed veggie pack. Especially, this is a go-to, especially during the winter time for us when I'm not pulling stuff out of my garden every week. This looks wonderful. Lots of great, delicious produce. Let's see what else in it. All right, so first we've got some celery, which is always great at our house, especially right now. It's soup season, it's cold, so celery is gonna be a great addition. And this, I've got some zucchini, and I've got about 3 things of zucchini in here, which it's always exciting to get the zucchini in the off season, because it's one of those things that you can freeze it, but it just doesn't come anywhere near the taste of regular zucchini. And sweet potatoes right here, which are gonna be delicious. I have loved their sweet potatoes. They really have been yummy. And I've got some beets. And these are I'm excited about these. So I've never actually had a pomegranate. So this will be a first for us to try pomegranates. I have a friend that she just loves pomegranates. She eats them all the time, but I just haven't ever tried one. So here we go. We're gonna try some pomegranates. And onions. I've got a couple of onions in here. Y'all, their onions do not disappoint. I'm so excited because every time they send stuff, they send some onions. And I'm tempted to get a whole big thing of onions because we go through so many. And last year we didn't have a good onion crop at all. So these are really fantastic onions. They're huge, they're tasty, they're wonderful. And these are the red onions, so yay. These are my kids' favorites, or the red ones. And let's see, fruit-wise, we've got some oranges. About 6 oranges in here. I think these are oranges also, just a different variety. They don't look big enough to be grapefruits. So I think they're just a different variety of oranges. They may be small grapefruits, but I think they're oranges. And then we have apples. Y'all, I have been so pleased and excited about their quality of apples. This has been one of my favorite produce items to get from them. I have 5 of these. It's been a little bit back. We got a huge box of like 40 pounds of the Honeycrisp apples, and they were delicious. And last but not least in here, we've got our pears, and these look delicious as well. There's 4 pears in here. I think another home run with the produce box. It's really fantastic. I really haven't struck out yet with the produce box. I know some people do, and I know if you're living farther away from the distribution center. So we don't live real close. The distribution center is in the Pacific Northwest, and we live in Oklahoma. But I know that people that live on the East Coast sometimes have trouble by the time the vegetables and things get that far, if they're not super I would think like things like potatoes or onions would be fine. But if you were getting a little, the more perishable vegetable items or fruit items, I can see that maybe you would have trouble. But the other thing that I have also seen on the message boards and forums is the second people send a picture to Azure with their produce that's not quite in such good quality, they immediately refund, no questions asked. So it really is worth the gamble, in my opinion, and I really haven't struck out yet. So I'm super excited. And that's all for our haul today. We hope that you have enjoyed this double haul, because this is going to be combined with our previous haul. So thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and hit that subscribe button. We've got so many fun things coming up in the spring. We're already starting next week our gardening season, getting some seed starts in the ground. We've got lots of fun things. So we cannot wait to share those with you, and we hope to see you there. Have a wonderful day.